Hey there, it's been a while since I last made a video for you all. Over the past few months, I've been diving headfirst into the world of wuxia and fantasy Chinese dramas. And one that caught my eye is Who Rules the World? Let me be straight with you. I wasn't initially a fan of Yang Yang or Zhou Lucy, but I'm here to share my take on the drama, what I think about it, whether it's worth your time, and of course my final rating. When I first started watching, I admit I was a tad confused about what was going on and where the story was headed. However, as I kept watching, things began to click, and I found myself grasping the storyline. You see, after consuming my fair share of movies and dramas, I've become quite the plot-guessing pro. Sometimes, if I sense a story is veering into familiar territory or repeating itself, I might just drop the show altogether. But with Who Rules the World, the plots felt fresh, even though I could predict some developments. I continued to enjoy the drama, but there were a few filler episodes that didn't quite do it for me. In those moments, I'd resort to skipping parts that felt a bit tedious. Yes, there are definitely dull patches that you can skip if they don't float your boat. Now, let's talk about the storyline. Who Rules the World may not be the most mind-blowing story out there, but it's a solid one. Some folks might find it a tad disjointed, as it shifts from adventure to political intrigue to war. However, with time, you'll likely find yourself appreciating the story's intricacies. What's great is that the screen time is distributed evenly among the key characters, allowing us to delve into their motives and purposes. There might be complaints that the female lead disappears in some episodes, particularly in the middle of the story, but I believe it grants other characters the space they need to grow and contribute significantly to the plot. Speaking of character development, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I'll be honest, I didn't feel a strong connection to the main male lead in the beginning. His character swung between being somewhat intelligent and downright dense, which left me scratching my head. There were times when they portrayed him as overly clever, and it felt a bit inconsistent. You might not fully warm up to him at the outset, but trust me, he grows on you as the story unfolds. As for the female lead, Bai Fengxi, she seemed like a great fit for Zhou Lucy. Her character's transformation from an adventurer to someone embroiled in power struggles was enjoyable to watch, but the shift from a powerful, funny character to a more serious one towards the end was unexpected. What's really commendable is that the supporting characters get just as much attention and importance as the main leads. You see, these supporting characters are absolutely crucial to driving the main plot forward. The main villain in the story is portrayed as clever enough to give our main leads a run for their money, which keeps the story engaging. However, I should note that there are moments when the English subtitles might leave you a bit puzzled, so keep that in mind. One of the standout aspects of the show is the relationship between the father and son, which is genuinely worth watching. And let's not forget the bromance between the elder brother. It's pretty darn good too. In a nutshell, Who Rules the World really shines in the character development department. The way they've fleshed out these characters is something most of you will absolutely appreciate and enjoy. So, here's the big question that's been nagging at me. What exactly is Who Rules the World? In the span of the 40 episodes I watched, this drama took me on a roller coaster ride that left me both intrigued and utterly perplexed. At the outset, it seemed like we were in for some thrilling Jianghu adventures, full of excitement and action. But before I could even catch my breath, the story abruptly shifted gears into the realm of court politics, and I have to admit, it got mind-numbingly boring. Just when I thought it couldn't get any stranger, the drama transformed into a romantic comedy. However, as I continued to watch the drama, my affection for it grew steadily. Now, let's talk about the cinematography in this drama, which happens to be one of its standout features. The visual aspects of the show truly shine. From the stunning locations to the top-notch visual effects, it's clear that a lot of effort went into crafting the visuals. Despite the shortcomings in the fight scene, the scenes themselves were nothing short of breathtaking, capturing the essence of the fictional settings perfectly. The depiction of the imperial court, in particular, stood out as exceptionally well done. It's been a while since I've seen such captivating scenery in Chinese dramas, making it a refreshing experience for me. The costumes worn by the actors in the drama were truly stunning, with a particular highlight being the Queen's wedding dress. Zhou Lucy looked absolutely radiant in it, showcasing its beauty to the fullest. Now, as I wrap up my thoughts on this drama, I find myself landing somewhere in the middle when it comes to my overall rating. It's not a resounding high, nor is it a disappointingly low score. I'd peg this drama at a solid 8.2 out of 10. Now, I understand that some of you might think this rating isn't all that impressive, but let's remember, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. In all honesty, an 8.2 rating is quite respectable, indicating that I did indeed enjoy watching this drama, even though it didn't quite ascend to the ranks of my all-time favorites. The primary reason I've settled on this rating is due to the plot, which, truth be told, didn't dazzle me. For those of us who've indulged in hundreds or even thousands of dramas and movies, it becomes rather easy to predict the twists and turns that lie ahead. Let's break down the rating a bit further. Storyline. I'd give it a 7.8. While it had its moments, it didn't quite deliver the gripping narratives I've come to crave. Characters. An 8.0. The character development was decent, but there were some quirks, as I mentioned earlier. Cinematography. An 8.5. This was undoubtedly a strong suit, with stunning visuals that painted a vivid picture of the story's world. Sound and audio. An 8.2, mirroring my overall rating. The OST, original soundtrack, was enjoyable and added to the drama's appeal. Speaking of the OST, I'd probably rate it at 8.2 as well. The music and audio elements were quite decent and contributed positively to the overall experience. In the end, I can confidently say that Who Rules the World was worth the watch for me. If you're contemplating diving into it, I'd encourage you to give it a shot. Chances are you won't regret your decision. It may not become your absolute favorite, but it's certainly a worthwhile addition to your drama watching journey.